Okay. So yeah, in the meantime, hopefully our core members and other teams will be joining us as they are packing up and coming. So I would like to welcome everyone for the March 22nd weekly wins event. Uh, yes. Okay, settle down, please. So yeah, the agenda is mostly similar. So we will be receiving some personal wins, like I said, organizational updates. I don't think Emre will be joining us this week because of the time zone problems. Hopefully, like last week, if he managed to join us, that would be wonderful. If not, um, we will be going over the other updates, which are education, internship, communications, product, finance, and then finally generation for project updates and development updates. So like I've been saying, yeah. So guys, please pay attention. Everybody, just close your laptops. Everyone, please. It will make things easier for you to leave when the time comes. So you guys have to go to your lectures. So please, everybody, I'll give you 1 minute. Close your laptops, everyone. Like completely shut it down. Yeah. Okay. So let's hear some personal wins this week. So, is there anyone who'd like to volunteer? No one? Musi, how about you come out here and share some personal wins with us? And yeah, we're gonna need one more nomination from you. After that, we'll be going over the education updates.
Hi everyone. Uh, my name is Mosik and I'm from the production here at A2SV. Also, I was a fourth generation A2SV student. and that's the introduction. Weekly wins for this week. Not this week, but uh, I just started going back to school after a long break, and school is not that great, to be honest.
Since when has Oliver?
Yeah, but I mean, like I'm going to graduate, so what's that? On the road to graduation, and other wins also started playing chess again. So that's a personal win, and that's mostly it for this week.
Thank you, Musi. Nomination.
Uh, no, yeah. How do I say
Maratab.
Maratab? Yes. Yeah. Maratab.
So yeah, quick story. Maratab is my high school friend. He's in my junior. So when I was in 12th grade, he was in 11th grade, and the gap has been like that since preschool. Like I don't know, like we've known each other since like what grade one.
LKG.
LKG, lower kindergarten. But I'm always that's just a funny story.
So, I don't have to explain myself. So, thank you. So, this week, I guess this week when
He used to do drugs. I'm kidding.
So this week went as you got, but personal wins. I learned playing chess for the first time, and I had my first game with my friends Anania and Galata, remote teams. So yeah, this is
That's actually a very good achievement.
Yeah.
Who here knows how to play chess, by the way? Let me see hands. Hands. Oh, I have taught you how to raise hands, by the way. Yeah. So, yeah, I feel like maybe we should host this chess competition because a lot of people in we have noticed play chess. So maybe that's like some competition that we need to host, right? I'm not sure if you guys have seen the general channel, but like there is this unbeatable guy in A2SV, and I've had the chance of beating him. Where's that chick? He's not even gonna tell me. So yeah, if anyone wants to go against me, what's up? Uh-huh. Oh yeah, I will work on the execution, and everyone and like anyone who wants to play chess, I think Emre will also support this idea, and we might even make it like a full-out competition, and the winners might get some prize as well, maybe some headsets and stuff. And yeah, so yeah, I will make sure to get execution and stuff. Thank you for bringing the idea. All right, thank you. So, okay, so yeah, let's see if anyone from our remote audience joined us. No. In that case, let's jump straight to the education updates since Emre is not here to give us the organizational updates. And to give us that, we have Brooke Makun. Okay. How have you been?
Okay, thank you, team. I'm Brooke from Person Education. For G5 Education, this week we have covered advanced sorting in two parts because the lecture was a bit bulky and it has to be kind of splitted. And we have started the second phase education. For AIT, we have started it last week, but for the two ASTUs, Adama and Arsava Science and Technology, we started the second phase education this week. The Ramadan compensation sessions are still going, and we're trying to compensate some of the things that our Muslim friends are missing on the regular class on these sessions. And yes, for like we've finished the planning for the second phase education, meaning until the end of let's say the second phase of A2SV education on G5 side. That planning is finished. We have assigned different lectures. We've created most of the required communication channels for the preparation of these documents. And yes, like on the February conversion, ASU team has received around 15, I think 15 new converts, like February converts. As a result, the team has grown to be 45 in one class. So we had to make some changes and we split the class into two, and that was done this week. So like in the in-person education, we used to have 8 classes. Now ninth one is formed. So we're starting from 51 up to 59. And tomorrow we're gonna have the custom contest. This was last week. I've already discussed about this. It was ADWA themed. This was planned for ADWA, but due to some unfortunate things, we can't have it back then. But now we're going to have it tomorrow, and this is going to be the first A2SV custom contest for G5 education. For the plans, next week we'll be covering numerics and maths. So it's going to be kind of introduction. It's not going to be deep and advanced stuff. And that's the topic that we're going to cover across the three schools. And we're going to initiate the planning for a project phase. We want to do early planning this year. We want to learn from past years' experience. Last year we didn't do well on the planning side of project phase, so we want to correct that by starting the planning early this year. And of course, the Ramadan compensatory sessions are going to continue, and our normal education first is going to continue as well. So these are the updates and the plans that we have from in-person education. Any questions?
Rookie, you mentioned that there's going to be a ninth group. So does that mean we will be hiring like new heads of education and new heads of education interns, coordinators, or?
So the thing is, we already have 5 people in Adama in the education squad. So what we've done is we split, like Tolosa is the lead head of education there, and we have 4 heads, 2 interns, and 2 heads of education. So we split the team as like each team is going to have 1 head of education and one head of education intern, and Tolosa is going to be overseeing both classes. So that's the format that we have. We might need to hire more people in the future, but for the time being, that's what we're doing. Any other question? Should I cover the internship a bit as well? Okay. In the internship program, we've covered 2 lectures, the best practice for testing and how to prepare good presentation. That was covered by Dagi. And
Anyways, good. The best one so far. Now,
and we've covered around 70 to 80% of the learning track. This data is actually, we got this data from your mentors, depending on, like we don't actually have any numeric data, but depending on the task that you've completed, it's kind of got to be around 70 up to 80% of completion for the learning path. Something that is kind of pending that's supposed to be done, but it's not fully completed is the evaluation of tasks on the learning path. So your mentors are expected to kind of give you grades for each task that the interns are completing, and some of the mentors are doing it, some are not. So that's why you are seeing this as a yellow mark. I guess it's going to be completed next week. Yes, and the mentorship sessions are going as well, and we're going to continue having them next week as well. For the plan, learning path has to be finalized, and we'll be finalizing that next week. And the task evaluation, every task that the interns have done have to be evaluated and graded. And finally, we're going to have the assessment because you guys are about to join the projects, and you're going to start contributing. So we're going to have assessment by the end of next week. So these are the updates and the plans from the internship side. Any questions?
interns, do you guys have any questions with the internship updates? Maybe about assessment, the task evaluation, the learning path, anything that's puzzling you, please ask Luke right now. It's okay.
Okay, nice.
Thanks.
I'll step back. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, if we don't have any questions, up next we have Ghana education updates presented to us by Matheus Otar Pilot. What?
I think we have G4 update.
You'll be giving that too?
That's the guy is going to be giving that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes, Saga. Where is Saga? I don't see Saga around. Brooke, do we have any other representatives to give us the G4 second year education updates?
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Futu. Uh, so this week's wins are we have been preparing for the expo, which was supposed to be in the coming 2 weeks. But after all of these preparations, today we have been told that the expo has been cancelled. So we consider it like no, it's still a win because we will be ready for upcoming expos if there are any expos. So and also, we have been doing testing for the features which have already been implemented. And also, we have started second year education at ASTU. And for next week's, our plans are we'll get the UI UX designs for new features because this week we reviewed the existing UI UX designs and they have some changes have been made and we are waiting for those changes to be reflected in the designs. And also, we'll be continuing working on the new features and also do some market research on the new features which we'll be adding. So that's it for education TPI G4 updates. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you. I'm not sure if we have any representative from Ghana. So yeah, Matthias was supposed to join us, but he hasn't. So selecting some of the topics that you're not familiar and happy with or satisfied with. So you'll be going over them eventually. So I believe that's a very solid plan to have. Communication sessions, and finally project learning phase, content prep. I guess after the camp they'll be going to the project phase. So yeah, even for G5 members, you guys, the next phase is going to be project phase, right? Now you guys are on second education phase, and then it's going to be project phase. Okay. So I guess Ghana is a bit ahead. And that's it for the wins and plans for the Ghana education. And next we have Yared. As soon as he sits, he's going to present. Hello everyone. I'm going to be giving you the wins and plans for remote education. For G5, this week we continued on our normal education and we gave a lecture on sliding window for our students. Other than that, we also sent a final warning to some of our students. This is done because some of them were not attending our sessions well and were not being consistent enough and were not solving enough problems. We tried to communicate that with those students improvement, so we gave them a final warning, letting them know that they should up their pace or they won't be able to continue with us. Other than that, sending internet package money for our non-Ethiopian students. This was a plan from last week, and this week we received the money from finance, so we're in the process of distributing out the money for the students, and it will be completed over the weekend. When I go to the plans for G5 remote education, the first one is to continue the normal education, and next week we're going to be giving them a lecture on Crifexam. And other than that, we're going to follow up on the students that received our final warning to see if they're progressing or not. When I go to the G4 education, last week they worked on their second sprint, which means for mobile implementing the onboarding sprints that was completed. For backend, they implemented the authentication functionalities, and for web, they set up the development environment and are prepared to start the development in the coming week. And also for they were working on the expo deliverables. I don't know if the expo is still going on or not. It is? Yeah, okay. So they worked on the expo deliverables and we were actually going through the brochures and roll-ups today to give review over the content. And for the next week, they're going to continue the UI UX development. Mobile UI UX development is about to be completed, and after that, they'll be moving on to the web. They're going to continue their third sprint. I don't have the details currently,
going to be telling you in the next week's weekly wins, and they'll finalize the expo deliverables, and they're going to be presenting a project to the US team and seniors. They have the idea, the US team and the seniors, they have the idea of what our project Easy Pay is, but they don't have the like broad picture of it. So next week there's going to be a presentation for them. And so any questions you have for the remote education?
After remote education, up next we have community education updates by Bemnet. We have Bemnet. Yes.
Everyone, so I'm going to tell you the updates in the past for community education. So in the oh, uh, in the previous week, no, actually this week. And this week we continued normal education for community students. So this includes the lecture summaries day and the auto sessions, and also the contest is on Saturday. So that was done. And yeah, we have started to take some actions to make the community education more diverse. So currently, almost everyone that is in the community education is from Ethiopia. And since A2SV as African Silicon Valley, we want to diversify the squad, and we want to have people from different countries. So we have started to take some action. So there were some students that have registered, like take learning classes from us that were from different countries, but didn't take the next action. So we've tried to reach out to them and push them to the right direction, I believe, and take the next step so that they can become the part of the community education. So yeah, we have done that. And finally, we have continued to work on hackathon tests. So currently we are on the planning stage. So we are like mostly researching things and preparing timelines. So we have the general timeline. It needs to be approved, but considering so many factors, we have tried to create a timeline that will be suitable for students, mostly university students across Africa. So yeah, that's been done. Coming to the plans, yeah, it will be same. So we'll continue the normal education for community students. And we have another one, conduct interview for second year students. So there are some second year students that are going to be part of the A2SV working team. So we're going to conduct interviews for these students. Next one, create a detailed timeline for the actor. So like I said previously, we have the general one, like what stage will be done from when to when. But there are things that that needs to be done within this stage, so before this stage. So we'll plan like a detailed timeline for the hackathon. Yeah, we have learned a lot from the previous one, so we can anticipate like what could go wrong or not. So we'll create a detailed timeline. And lastly, we'll organize some kind of execution units for the hackathon. So yeah, that would be good. Is there any question? Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question. Okay. Next, we have communications updates presented to us by David.
Okay. Okay. Hi everyone. So from the communications team, part of our wins, which was our priority, still is the ADIS event happening in the US. So because of the time zone, we usually have to, do stuff as a recap. So, but then other than that, we printed the core dev brochures, and they are now there at the symposium. So that was a win. And also we're working on the social media content, which include posts, which include reels, as you have been seeing. So this is a really, really important event. So we encourage you to always follow up with the A2SV posts, always like, always comment or say something, to make them more engaging and to reach as many people as possible. And in the spirit of the ADIS, we then introduced something called A2SV Weekly News, where we want to try and give you updates, like important ones every week. So now we have a couple of series that we're doing with the social media team. That includes the A2SV Weekly News, the question and answer series, and the Meet series, where we have a spotlight on a certain individual. So look forward to more content from that. And then also we shot a video like the Meet series I'm talking about, and this time it was featuring Mary from the product team. So we can't wait for you guys to see it. Since we have the IADIS going. Besides video as well. I specifically mentioned it alone because we mostly have content from Ethiopia and stuff. So now we're also trying to sort of like balance the content wise. And then also we're gonna have some closing camp video highlights for YouTube. And then also we're gonna have a LinkedIn newsletter. In the spirit of Women's Month, we want to celebrate mallet and hair achievements as well. And then also, of course, we're gonna have some social media posts because we have some reels that we produced last week and this week. So we're gonna be posting those. And then also we have a vacancy in the team that we're going to be announcing. That's a junior content creator vacancy. We're looking for 2 people to help us create more and more content because the more we have so much pressure and a lot of things going on at once. We want to try and balance the work for the team. And I guess other plans will be any other business since we are more reactive these days. Any other question? Any questions? If not, thank you.
Okay, up next we have business and product updates by. But before you start, let's make sure if like our interns have to go. You guys have to go right now. Okay, Lucy, business and product updates. Anything? Hi again. So now it's happened now. Okay. Good evening, everyone. So before we start the weekly wins and updates for the product team, I'd like to make an official announcement, and that is the Ubisoft Expo has been cancelled, and this is because some internal disagreement between the event organizers and some of the presenters in that event, and further details will be posted by the organizers following in the upcoming weeks. But when you go to our weekly wins
for mitigation of the current predicament that we're in, we have started looking for relevant events, expos, and also networking events in 2024. Uh, Another one is a started membership discussion with Social Enterprise Ethiopia. So Social Enterprise Ethiopia is going to help us with the SROI document we've been preparing for A2SV, and we're discussing about membership with them. Next, we're working for student projects. This includes AIT, ASTO, and also remote education project. UI design for AIT and ASTO projects has continued. Product interns, mentorship has continued. So the product team is also mentoring 3 product interns right now. We've been mentoring them, and the current plan for them is going to be conducting user interviews, continue testing coded products. So the coded products have been were being tested for a while now, and it's going to continue. It has continued, and also it's in the plans to continue. Market research preparation for Spark Tank and Bala. So these are 2 projects from us to and AIT, and we are preparing for market research. We've prepared for market research. When we come to the plans for next week, we plan to finalize the list of events and expos for 2024, and also networking events. Finalize membership with Social Enterprise Ethiopia. Finalize the refinement of user stories for student projects, the projects that I mentioned earlier. Worked on financial documents guideline for project pitch decks. So many projects have been struggling to write their financial or revenue models on their pitch decks. So we are planning to prepare financial document guideline so that they can easily prepare their financial market section, financial revenue model section. UI designs for AIT and ASTU projects will continue. So as you all know, the students are back and they're working on their projects. So UI guys are going to continue their designs in the efforts for the app development. Social media posts for coded products. So this week we haven't been able to post on our social media platform except for AfroChat, and next week we are going to start that work again. Continue testing coded products, and also finally conduct market research for Spark Tank and Bala. Does anybody have any questions? Thank you, guys. Next, finally, we have finance updates and plans from Dave, who is not here all the time. Sorry, guys. Is there any mic? Okay. Sorry, guys, because I'm late. Okay. I'm Raif Adisi. I'm finance manager in Ethiopia. So I will be presenting you this week updates and the plans for the next week. So regarding finance, we have an update regarding A2SV March expense projection. So we finalized March expense projection and sent to seniors to be reviewed and get a transfer. The next one is we continued and we provided like the usual ones, internet packets, snacks, and like financial needs for the schools and for the staff members. The next one is we sent contract for new hires and promotions. So these are like finance updates this week. The plans for the next week is are the following. We will continue providing um, snacks for all the offices throughout the week. We will provide dinner stipends for students. I mean, we will continue sending contracts for new hires and promotions. We will also address financial needs when it is needed. We will also continue providing internet package for students and staff members. Thank you for listening. Any questions? Thank you, Dave. Okay. Uh, so yeah, before we go to the Generation 4 project updates, do you guys have any comments about the pacing that we're having so far? Because this week we are pacing really fast, and if you guys have any feedbacks or opinions, hello, good, bad, please interact. Pacing is good, right? But uh, I feel like we're missing a few things because things are going too fast, and we might be like missing the element of Q&As and stuff like that. So is that something you guys agree on? Okay, Kala really agrees that we're going fast, but so it's really good. Is it good? Should we keep up this way? And if so, what do you think? Cool. In that case, let's have the Generation 4 updates. First, we have Akima presented to us by Imran. Hello again. So I'm Rata from Hakimab. So I'm going to be giving you the wins and the plans for Hakimab. So starting from the wins, we worked on the doctors and hospital features in our evening sessions in second year, and we reviewed suggestions we got from the expo, and also we reviewed the UI mix and updated updates the ones which needs to be updated. So moving on to the plans. So it was not mentioned here. We will be continuing the evening sessions, and also we plan to prepare questions to get doctors' feedback on the next features for the upcoming features. And also we after preparing the questionnaires, we plan to conduct interviews with doctors from previous, and also we will also use the network to get more doctors and to conduct more interviews, since this will help us on our planning. So that's it. Thank you very much. Anyone have a question? Thank you, Meta. Up next, we have Raishir by Nazri.
Hi, I'm going to talk about the wins and plans for rideshare. So last week, in this past week, we continued testing for previous finished features. Yes, and we also continued development of updated MVP features. And we started working on landing page content. I'm talking to you. And we've also been preparing for the expo, preparing content for the deliverables. Obviously, it was cancelled, but yeah. For the next week, we're planning to continue testing because we have a lot of testing to do. Also, continue development of the new MVP features. Start preparation for onboarding the interns. I don't have an exact date on when they are going to be joining us, but it's going to be soon, so we have to start the preparations. And then finally, finalize the user stories for driver side features so we can get UI from the UI UX. Thank you.
Thank you, Nazri. Up next, we have Bazar from FISU.
So, hello again. So this week we have completed the testing for the already implemented features, and we have been working on developments for the remaining features which were not done. And also we were preparing export deliverables, and we have started the product development for the next features, and like there were some changes that we introduced to our project, and we have communicated this to our UI UX members, and they are working on it. And for our next week's plans, we'll be uh, continuing the testing, and also we'll be continuing the development of other remaining features, and also we'll be getting the UI UX designs and start development. And also we are prepared interview questions for some stakeholders and some other personas, and we'll be doing those interviews. That's the plan for next week. Do you have any questions? I guess not.
Thank you, Hussein. Now we will be joining our remote squad, Vertex from AS2 team. Aman, do we have representatives?
Yes, hey Doug.
Yes, we can hear you. Give us the updates. Thank you.
Thank you guys. My name is Aman Will. I'm the head of education for E4 Kanjir at AS2. I'll be sharing you the wins and plans for these weeks. So starting from the wins, we after our first camp, we were on a break for around 5 days. So after the break, we kicked off our second education phase, development phase on Wednesday. Uh, and then our next plan was to have the retrospective meetings with our teams and also plan our sub sprints. This was like partially done. We actually did our retrospective meetings with our members, and we decided like to give some time for testing and finalizing the tasks from our second sprint. So once we are done with that, in the next week we are going to go with the sprint replanning. The next one is we were also in a constant sync with the BI teams since we were preparing documents for the expo. They were guiding us on preparing those documents. The next one is like, of course, we have been preparing all the deliverables, and we managed to finish the roll-ups, brochures, and one-pagers, and at least they were ready for a review. Our last plan was to, like after our retrospective meetings and some peer feedbacks that we got, we decided to redesign our web and mobile pages, and this is also in progress. Some pages have been rebuilt, and they are also in constant implementation. So in the next week, we are planning to finish the testing for the implemented features so far. We'll also finalize our second sprint, and then like we'll do some planning for our sprint 3 with our product teams, and of course we'll also finish the redesigning of the web and mobile pages. Since the expo is now cancelled, we had to to shift our priorities and focus on the development side. So these are the plans for the next week. If you guys don't have any questions, this was it. Thank you.
Okay. Up next, we have Escalate from Abigail.
Hey everyone, is my voice audible?
Yes, it's audible, Abigail.
Okay, so for Escalate, for wins, we have Escalate's project retrospective meeting on Monday. We had that for each team. So after that, we continued redesigning the mobile UI UX and implementation based on the feedbacks we got. We also improved the web design and implementation from the feedback on the demo. And from the backend, we were able to migrate the backend code base to Node.js by only 25% was finished. So we'll be finishing that on next week. We also were almost done with the expo material preparation, which we'll be extending because the expo was cancelled. We'll be focusing on other prior tasks. So for next week's plan, first we're going to start our second sprint, which is going to focus on discovering talents and talent details for the client page. And up next, we're going to start testing and feedback, or we're going to be preparing that. So A2SV, especially the ones in ASTU, will be giving us feedbacks after trying our demo. And for the backend team, we'll be completing the migration and start testing. And another thing is we're going to complete the mobile redesigns and start integration with the backend. So that's what we have for this week.
Okay, thank you, Abigail. We don't appear to have any questions about that. So up next we have Spark Tank from Matthias joining us remotely. Mati.
Oh, thank you, Daki. So for last week, like we were on a break and like we energize our servers and we start our normal education on Wednesday. And also like we're working on expo deliverables even if they're cancelled. So that was the last week wins. And for our plans, like our plan was to finish all the expo deliverables and make them ready for the review, but like we'll extend it and then like we'll give more priority to the development part. And like we're going to have a retro meeting about the first two sprints, and we'll be more focusing on more code refinement and sprint 3 detail plans. Thank you, Dag.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mati. Okay, so that was it for our G4 updates. Now we will be going our core development updates, which are going to be given to us personally here. So first we have Afro Chats, which is going to be given to us by Samia.
Hello everyone. For last week's, for this week, our wins are testing and defining mobile and mini app are in progress. And we finished our new pitch deck, content generation and design. We also modified and updated our brochure, one pager, PRD and other graphic materials, and it's in progress. And we finished our admin dashboard and landing page redesign. So for next week, our plans are testing and refining mobile and mini app, user stories for A2SV, internal portal tool, UI UX design for web app, UI UX redesign for mobile app, and modify and update our brochure one pager, PRD and other graphic materials. Question?
Okay. Another question. But yeah, Afrochat have released their first social media post, and it's been shared on the general channel and for people attending remotely and on YouTube. You guys, especially our community members, I have shared it with our community members and our internal groups on Telegram as well. So let's just take maybe 1 or 2 minutes to go to the general channel, pick up the link, and then interact the same way we did with the other 4 core dev projects. Let's start interacting with the Afrochat post. Like we said before, these first interactions really matter. So please, let's support one another. Muzir, what are you doing? Okay. Go to the general channel right now and just interact with it, celebrate, comment, ask if you have questions, or to the very least, like it. So when you like it, you'll be getting more content from A2SV products. You'll be getting more A2SV information. So yeah, let's just take a minute to go to the general channel, pick up the link, and interact with the LinkedIn post. Everyone, please.
it includes you to color. I will personally sit with that, Okay. Uh, so yeah, up next we have adults, which is going to be presented to us by TG. TG, is this your first appearance in the weekly news? Okay, no.
Hello everyone, this is the guest, and I will be giving you the wins and plans for adults. This week we have progressed on the implementation of testing for backend and mobile, and also we have set up testing for web, which is for admin dashboard, and we have reviewed and updated the admin dashboard. Last week we planned to work on update construction timer feature based on the feedback from viewers. But we noticed that we need another discussion on this before going to implementation, and we did that. We made things clear, and the same for incorporating danger signs on the app. So we will be working on these tasks next week also. The other task for next week is recording adult introductory video with viewers and updating doctor's flow based on the feedback from team review. We had team review for doctor's flow UI design, and we will work on updating the UI design for this doctor's flow. The last one is we will continue testing for both backend and mobile. Questions?
No, thank you so much. Up next we have Aki. By mine. Since this time around, yes.
So for our kids this week, we've been sending out feedback collection meetings with volunteers who are done volunteering activities for our kids. We've done that. We plan to continue working on the disrupt exploding developers. But we couldn't do that. We were finalizing the brochure for the Artist 24, and with that instead, we were planning on updating the admin dashboard. We are continuously updating the admin dashboard and adding the relevant things there. So it's not done yet. We continue working on it the next week too. We've finalized the landing page implementation. We did a team change for last time. We have also made it responsive. We also added some localization for the landing page. Which also added localization for additional pages that we implemented after the last time we did localization. So there was a lot of them. We completed that one. For next week, we conduct the feedback sessions with the ones that we scheduled. We'll try to get some feedbacks on our app, and I'll try to address that moving forward. We also continue implementing testing on the mobile. We've been working out of like the platform. We've done that for working web. We have to start with mobile. And yeah, that's the serious feedback on our on the expo developers. There was some mistake in the roll-up, which address that one. If the expo was cancelled, we limited mistakes were set a mistake to be used next time, and we'll implement that feedback feature where volunteers can give feedback to uh, specific opportunity, specific individuals, and individuals can also give feedback to volunteers that have done volunteering activities with them.
Thank you, Mike. Up next, we have Skill Bridge, presented to us by Lala.
Wow. Okay, for skill rate, we finalize the export and variables. The only thing left is, I guess, the roll-up design. And we've also been having this like review and feedback session with Fidel tutors. And we have interviewed our most active users. And we are making our Telegram community more active. We're posting like daily questions there. Development wise, mobile and backend has been doing tests. And for the web, they've been finalizing the landing page. And also, we've added a new view for Fidel tutors, where they can see the review that's done by the teachers. And also for mobile, they've been fixing some bugs and on admin dashboard side too. For that plan, we're going to finalize the roll-up design. We're going to analyze the feedback we got from our active users, and we're going to continue review and update with Fidel tutors. And development-wise, mobile and backend are going to continue with test coverage, and web team is going to update the UI of our admin dashboard. And for data gen, we're going to add content for the new curriculum for grades 9 and 10.
And finally, we have team ratings, which is going to be given to us by Nati. Really cool haircut, by the way.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you, Dyson. Okay, I'll be presenting the weekly needs for rated. So for this week, um, for wins, we had functional and unit testing on the mobile app. We've managed to do that, and we have modularized our backend code, and we have set up tests. Test setup, and for our Telegram mini app, we have implemented a native theme configuration, which was a tricky thing to do since Telegram has its own themes, and we've managed also to incorporate Google signing on Telegram mini app. We also are collecting feedback from the product team, which is a continuous process. And we have implemented user engagement tracking on our admin dashboard, and we have not been able to upload the latest mobile app to the App Store, but you can still find the app from the App Store, from the Play Store, via the link from our landing page. And we have not done rollout weekly incentivization due to change in database. And after we address that, we'll be rolling the weekly incentivization. So for our next week's plan, we plan to finalize unit testing and start widget testing on mobile, and we plan to write test code for backend endpoints. We also plan to implement a restaurant page on the dashboard, and we plan to integrate native sign-in for Telegram users. That means they can still sign in, but to make it a native sign-in by their Telegram account. And we plan to finalize a second social media post and conduct product session with Mr. Obu. And that would be it for the directed team. Any questions?
It's gonna be the best second social media post
most where I am constantly working on. Okay, it's gonna be the best you've ever seen. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you so much, Nati. Uh, so let's make sure if we have Mr. Alper or any other senior individual here. I guess our best bet is Jerusalem. Jerusalem, do you like to give us conclusive remarks? Was that Amharic? Did I hear Salam?
Sorry, it was on a headset. Can you hear me? It can be salam everyone. Apologies. How's everyone doing?
Jerusalem, we're doing fine. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to go so it's just been a bit busy for me. But I try to attend weekly wins as much as I can to get the general updates from everyone. And it's also my first time hearing about the expo. It's been cancelled. And I just want to say, and I'm glad you've given me this opportunity, Dagim. I just want to say to everyone, thank you for your hard work. It hasn't been easy for you guys to deliver something on such a tight deadline with limited resources in terms of time and your skill sets. And I believe you guys worked really hard and have delivered, and we can continue working on the projects that we have at hand. So the only thing that I can tell you is to, you'll be facing this kind of thing. So continue being resilient and continue to iterate and work really hard on the projects that you've got at hand. And yeah, I appreciate your hard work. It's just a shame that we cannot execute it at this, expo. We were looking forward to it so much. But these things do happen. And I guess it's good news, right? That means we have less pressure. We can review our work, we can review what we've accomplished, and we can continue working on it, get reviews, and maybe relax a little bit, right? That's what I can say to you guys. Apart from that, yeah, I really, really try and come visit you guys since I have really, really limited time. And but may not happen anytime soon. But yeah, I will probably um, drop in and announce one day. Yeah, thank you, Dagem. Yeah, do you have any questions for me?
No, I mean, I was one doing the hosting here, so I just didn't want to give conclusive remarks to people attending here physically and remotely. So thank you for giving us this very brief and nice conclusive remark when we didn't have anyone in Jerusalem. Thank you so much. And with this, I guess there's also a quote of the day that's been prepared. Choose a person who makes an effort to be with you, not a man who remembers you when there are no alternatives. So this basically tries to tell us that we need to be, in an environment where, we can support one another, and the environment should be there to support us as well. So in A2SV, I'm pretty sure you guys have noticed that everywhere you turn, you definitely get something out of the other person around you. So I believe A2SV is the right place to be if you are gonna learn and grow. So this quote really resonates with us. It's something that Mr. Alper shared with us last week. Since there isn't really much I've heard from him, I try to keep it as is. So yeah, with this, I would like to conclude the March 22nd weekly wins. I would like to wish everyone a happy weekend, and thank you for attending. Goodbye. Thank you, Jerusalem, as well.
Thanks.